Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Matchbox Marks Diecast Restorations. So this project, I'm teaming up with the Tootsie Toy King, Opa, over at Opa's Diecast Restorations. Good friend and fellow Diecast Mafia teammate. So he actually wanted to do a build-off with a Mustero. And obviously I never heard of one, and I did some searches on Google Images, and it's just a cross between a Mustang and a Ranchero. So, this is a 67 GT. I told Opa that I would do a newer Mustang, but I didn't have any, so Opa, please forgive me. And this is actually round 2. I did this one, and I didn't like how it came out. It was just terrible, and I don't want to put up a crappy product, so I'm going to try it again. Hopefully my mistake, hopefully I learned from my mistakes. And if you're wondering what that line is in the middle of the roof, that's my measurement for when I cut it. So I need to make this a pickup, and it's easier than it looks, or than it sounds. So anyway, wish me luck. And stay tuned and enjoy this crazy ride I'm about to take you on. Okay, so here we go, round 2. This one is going to come out good. I'm going to be optimistic and positive. So this one, the hood doesn't open, so there's no engine or detail. So I broke my little tool here, taking it apart. The holes weren't wide enough to come out. So here's the chassis. I do have some wheels that I was going to do on my other one, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might just paint these. I don't know yet. Alright, so the interior. Here we go. Nice gray. Definitely be painting this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really confused on this one now. I'm kind of scarred from the other one. There's the window unit. And now here's the body. So this is where it becomes tricky. I need to figure out where to make the pickup bed section. Obviously it's going to be somewhere in here. So last time I had to cut this post off, and I didn't have anything to support it, so I don't know. It's going to be difficult for me for sure. So, all right. So let me do some planning and see what I can come up with. All right. So I'm going to do things different this time, like I said originally. So I've already drilled out the holes for the screws, and this time I'm going to keep this both posts so I can put it back together. The last time I didn't do it, so I'm going to go ahead and tap these holes, and of course my pin vise is really not the best. There we go. Alright. So anybody knows where I can get a good pin vise, leave it in the comments. That was not very good. Well, I guess that'll do for now. So let me get some screws. I gotta replenish my supply over here. Don't realize I've been doing so many builds. Alright. These are also self-tapping, so if I don't have enough threads, I can wind them on down. Good. And let me do this one. I need to research on getting that new pin vise. Like I said, I've had nothing but problems with it for the past year that I've been doing this, year and a half. So, okay. Put all my drills or my drill bits and my Allen wrench, center punch. So, don't need these anymore till my next build. Okay, so alright, there we go. Okay, so here we are. So this time what I've decided to do actually is, I shouldn't have put these on yet. I'm going to leave the chassis on because it seems like every time I do this I take the chassis off and I modify the body and then the wheels don't line up and then I ended up smudging the paint or getting glue on there. So I'm going to put this back on there, and before I strip it, before I do anything, I need to figure out a plan. Okay, that one. Alright. Plus, if I decide to keep these wheels, I'll already have the chassis done. Okay, so here we go. So if I cut this line right here, then cut this off and this off, I'm going to put a brace right here. Kind of make this like a flat window in the back. It'll be easier to make. And then somehow I need to cut out this right there where I'm maintaining this post so I can put it back together. If I could figure this out, then I'll be home free. So anyway, alright, I'm gonna cut that roof off, do it off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the update on the Mustero. I finally hollowed out or took out the back end for the pickup section. I did lose my post, so here's my post right here. I didn't film this process because it took me a long time to cut this out with my die grinder. So now I'm going to clean this up, and then when I go to put it back together, I think I'm just going to have to put some super glue right in there where it meets. At least I do have one post in the front. So anyway, alright, so I'm going to clean this up and see what I've got. Stay tuned. Alright, so I think I am ready finally for the stripper. I took a file, and what I did, there was a little hump over the wheel well going back to the rear of the car. I kind of flattened that out so it would just look better. And I cut the interior to make it a coupe. And I cut the windshield because I'm not going to need the back half. So, alright. It is time to go to the stripper. Finally. Stay tuned. Alright, so here's the Mustang, or soon to be Mustero. Plop it in the old stripper here. Looks like I might need to get some more. And what I like about doing this, my wife was getting tired of me taking her Tupperwares, and I keep trying to tell her that I've only taken about a few, but it's probably been more than that. So let me do that. There we go. And once in a while we'll have a steak and cheese subs with mushrooms and onions, and the mushrooms come in this little black container, and these are actually perfect. I use them about 10 castings, and then I end up throwing them away. So as long as we're making those sandwiches, I guess I have containers for days. Alright, stay tuned, and hopefully this won't take long to strip out. Alright, here's a little update for the Mustero. So I framed in the door. Obviously I needed to file down at the cement and the baking soda after it dries. And I framed in the back for the window. And then there's the other side. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to do the bed because the wheels are in the way. So maybe I'll do a tonneau cover. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It's anybody's game. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so I got the Mustero all cleaned up, wire wheeled, shined up. And there's the back frame for the window. And I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the bed. I actually have a piece of styrene that I cut to kind of go over it like a tonneau cover. But I don't know yet, but I did a walkthrough, make sure everything fits. So, alright, I'm going to go put a coat of primer on this and then press on. Alright, so here is the Mustero for my build with Opa. And I'm going to put it together and put it on the turntable and do the final reveal. Stay tuned. Alright, before we take a look at what I ended up with, run-of-the-mill 67 Mustang GT, and I turned it into a Ranchero. So let's see where I ended up. Alright, it is time for the reveal of the Mustero. So, this was a first for me. On many occasions. First, I never heard of a Mustero, and second, I've never had to do so much modifications to a casting. So, if a Ford Mustang and a Ford Ranchero were to have a baby, this would be the result, the Mustero. And thanks to Opa for wanting to do this. I didn't even think one existed. I never heard of one. So, here we go. Basically did a complete overhaul. Kept the interior the same color, just cut it so it could be a coupe, and kept the windshield, did a tire swap, detailed everything out, including the bumpers and the rear gas cap. And the bed, I was really stumped on what to do, so I just took a piece of styrene, painted it black, and called it a tonneau cover. And it kind of looks out of place, but that was my best attempt at it. So anyway, there you have it. The Ford Mustero. Hit the like button and leave a comment if you've ever heard of one. I've never heard of one. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I got plenty of builds coming up. And I'll catch you on the next one.
That's all, folks.